What's up guys, it's Dan here. It's a new year, new background, and I have a new video for you guys on why you need to become a travel nurse in 2021. Let's get into it. So the first reason you're going to want to get into travel nursing is the life-changing pay that you are going to get as opposed to being a regular staff nurse. The pay that you get in travel nursing is almost every time 2 times and most times 3 times the amount of pay that you will get as a staff nurse. You can have travel nurses making up to and even over $100 an hour, and with overtime that can be upwards of $150 an hour. It's pretty insane the type of money that you can make as a traveling nurse, especially in 2021. I think after the coronavirus, rates have just skyrocketed for traveling nurses because hospitals have a huge need to fill gaps in certain areas where nurses aren't able to fulfill the inflow of patients coming into certain units. So this is units like the ER, ICU. They have rates of up to $10,000 a week I've seen in some areas. So that's pretty insane, and that can change somebody's life over the course of a 3-month assignment. So the amazing pay for travel nurses in 2021 is by far the biggest reason you should get into travel nursing. So the second reason that travel nursing is the best job in the world and you need to get into it is the flexibility that you get in planning your work-life balance. Everybody's been on a unit when they have to kind of share the top weeks during the summer or during the holiday months. Only the senior nurses are going to get like the best weeks as a staff nurse. You have to kind of fight over which weeks you want. As a travel nurse, you don't really need to worry about that because, like I alluded to before, it's going to be every 3 months that you're renewing or not renewing your contract. And every time you do renew your contract, you put in there the weeks that you want off. So if you want a particular week off, or you can just plan your assignments throughout the year to where they bump up right to when you want to take a vacation in the summer so that it ends right before, or likewise for the holiday season. So you have amazing flexibility to how you want to plan your year when you're planning on a big vacation. You can make it as long or not as long as you want. So that's the second top reason why you should be a traveling nurse. Alright, so the third reason that you're going to need to be a travel nurse in 2021 is the amazing travel experiences that you are going to have during your travel assignments. My travel assignments have taken me to so many cities in the US while I'm on assignment. Boston, Palm Springs, California, LA, San Diego, Las Vegas, Colorado. I didn't have an assignment near there, but I was driving through and was able to stop and view the sights. I've been so many places in the United States, all across the country, because of my travel nursing assignments. You can go to just about any city in the United States that has a hospital, as long as you get a license in that state, which is you're covered in like 30 to 40 of them if you have a compact license. It's super easy to get an assignment if you are open to expanding your criteria, and even off assignment you can have amazing traveling experiences. Like I alluded to in my previous point, you can bump up your assignment to like big vacation months that you want to go on a vacation, maybe take a month off and go travel Europe or go to China. I actually went to China one time while I was on assignment because I planned my days to take a full week to actually go to China. I can talk about that in another video. It was a pretty crazy experience, but yeah, you have so much flexibility and you get so many amazing travel experiences as a traveling nurse. So that is the third reason why you should become a traveling nurse. So the fourth reason you're going to want to be a travel nurse in 2021 is the better nursing skills that you are going to develop over the course of your travel nursing career. I did not know what the hell I was doing when I first became an operating room nurse. I work in the operating room, and I thought that since I worked at Hopkins Hospital that I was, the baddest nurse around, and I knew everything because, Hopkins is the pioneer in a lot of areas of research for healthcare, and so I'm working at this big institution, I know what's up. But then when I started my travel nursing career, I went to a hospital that didn't have all of the amazing resources that Johns Hopkins Hospital had, and I really struggled on my first travel nursing assignment because I thought I knew everything. I went out, started my first assignment, I didn't have somebody to go and get all of the supplies I needed, I didn't have somebody to prep the patient, I didn't have somebody to set up the equipment, and I realized, oh, at other hospitals, you have to do that, and you don't have somebody to do all of these things for you. So I learned very quickly how to become a much more well-rounded nurse, how to check up on pre-op orders, how to check like what the patient's previous medications were, because a lot of these services were done for you at bigger institutions because they have more resources for you to be a better nurse, and it makes life more comfortable working at those big institutions, which is why they're magnet status and really help you in your nursing career, in the longevity of your nursing career working at those big institutions. But they don't make you as well-rounded of a nurse, in my opinion, because you don't have to work without all of that extra help, so you don't really have the experience of being without it. So in my opinion, travel nursing makes you a far better nurse than you would be if you were just to stay at one nursing institution your entire nurse career. Alright guys, so the fifth reason that you're going to want to be a traveling nurse, and it kind of goes along with the last reason I was talking about, is that you are going to get better people skills as you go to different hospitals and have to pick up and start running very quickly. It can be very, very difficult to go to a new hospital where the people don't know you, maybe they have their cliques at that certain hospital. It's going to be really tough to kind of pick up and learn everything you need to know within the first 2 to 3 days as a traveling nurse, especially in the operating room where there are so many different supplies, so many different doctors who do the surgery differently, and maybe there are nurses or techs who work at that hospital that have the opinion that I work with this doctor so I know everything he needs, and any other nurse who comes in there doesn't really know anything. There can be a lot of negative attitudes when you're going to hospitals that are really tight on staff, and maybe they don't like the idea of travel nurses coming in and not knowing necessarily everything about that doctor. So you're gonna have to come in there with an open mind and an open attitude and be willing to learn and ease any sort of tensions that are at that hospital. So it's going to make your people skills that much better with resolving conflict, resolving issues, resolving, I guess, attitudes of doctors that don't have exactly what they need right away. Whether you're staff or travel nurse, that's going to be something that you're going to learn, but especially as a traveler when you're going to so many different hospitals, so many different areas of the country and dealing with different personalities. This helps you both inside and outside the OR. It's made me a better nurse, and it's also made me a better person outside of the operating room, and I think that that is extremely beneficial. Alright, so the sixth and final reason that you want to be a traveling nurse in 2021 is because you can avoid the toxic hospitals that don't deserve you as a nurse. And the reason I say this, kind of going along with what I was saying in the previous point, was a lot of hospitals will have these cliques and these attitudes and stereotypes that they have about traveling nurses that are going to instantly turn them off to outsiders coming onto the unit. There's a culture of nurses, especially older nurses too, that have been, working for a while to, I guess they call it eating their young. But I think that the hospitals that have that type of mentality and that type of environment are just toxic, and you don't want to work at those hospitals. If you go there as a traveler and they're treating you like crap and they're asking you to do all of the hardest assignments, they're asking you to do all of these things that they wouldn't normally ask a staff nurse to do, I don't think that that hospital deserves you as a staff nurse. If your goal is to eventually become a staff nurse there, and you're trying to find a place to settle down, you don't want to work in a hospital like that, because if they're treating travelers like that, they're going to be treating their staff like that. They're going to have nurses talking behind nurses' backs, rumors are going to be spreading. It's just not going to be the type of place you're going to feel comfortable working. So you can kind of test out the hospital for 3 to 6 months while you're there, seeing if the environment is good, seeing if you like the people, if there are healthy people, mentally, creating a healthy culture on the unit. That's super important for your workplace and your enjoyment of the place you're going to work. You're not going to want to wake up and know that you're going to be going to work and dread it the night before, dread it the morning of. That's going to cause you too much stress. Life is too short for that. So you're going to want to avoid the toxic hospitals by travel nursing. Test them out first and then see which one is good for you. Alright guys, so that's it for the 6 reasons why you need to be a travel nurse in 2021. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you thought I left out something or thought I could have done something better, or have any questions about anything in the video, maybe I can make another video explaining one of the topics that I didn't go too in-depth about, please let me know in the comment section down below. Please give the video a thumbs up, it really helps out new creators, and I will see you in the next video.